Stage 1, Unit 12. Listen to the following passage and mark the correct answers with a cross in your book.
The customs officer had seen the same man coming into the country every day for the past month. He knew that this man must be smuggling something into the country, but he didn't know what it was. The man was always very polite. He always took off his hat and said, "Good afternoon," to the customs officer. And the customs officer always asked him to open his bag. But the customs officer couldn't find out what the man was smuggling into the country. He couldn't find any whiskey, or perfume, or cigarettes, or anything. And when the customs officer had looked through the man's bag and couldn't find anything, the man always took off his hat and said, "Thank you, goodbye." He was very polite. But the customs officer was sure the man was a smuggler. After a month, the customs officer was so unhappy that he gave up his job. On the next day, he watched the smuggler come up to the new customs officer. "Good afternoon," said the smuggler, and took off his hat politely. "Good afternoon," said the new customs officer. "Will you please open your bag?" So the man opened his bag again, but the new customs officer couldn't find anything either. "Thank you, goodbye," said the man, and took off his hat politely. Outside the customs house, the old customs officer, who had given up his job, stopped him and said, "I'm not a customs officer any longer. I've given up my job. Will you please tell me what you are smuggling? I know you are smuggling something." And the old customs officer was almost crazy because he didn't know what it was. "It's true," said the man. "I am smuggling something. I'm smuggling hats." And he took off his hat politely and said, "Goodbye."